One of my favorite things about the Green Room 2.0 is I have more space, and I have 2 rooms now that I can free roam my snakes in. Some of you have seen the snake wall in other videos. That's an entire 16 feet of wall space that's specifically designed for my semi-arboreal snakes.
Oh great, some licensed contractor puts up a beautiful wall that does its job separating one room from another. It's functional and nicely painted, and you're gonna turn it into a wall of horrors.
That's not really how I'd put it.
I would.
All right, well, we'll see, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to show you exactly how I've built this snake wall and everything that I've used so far, but it's a work in progress. And today we're going to make some progress. We're going to add to it. So let's roll the logo. Then I'm going to grab some coffee and we'll go into the snake wall room and see what needs to be done. Welcome to the Green Room. I'm Bob Bledsoe. By the way, that Green Room Python's coffee is a blend that I selected, and it's made by the Cold-Blooded Caffeine Company. There's a link below. It's available now. And then these mugs also are in the merch store, and they've always been available. As you may know, mental and physical enrichment for my snakes is really important to me. So my whole floor area is set up for ball pythons and black-headed pythons to free roam, not at the same time. But I have some climbier snakes, and I've always wanted to give them more space to do their thing off the ground. So this snake wall is dedicated to my reticulated pythons and my boa, Handsome Dan, who happens to be taking advantage of the wall right now. My carpet pythons are gonna use the wall once they get a little bit bigger, and there's a snake that I haven't even introduced on the channel yet that is gonna be all over this wall once he's bigger. So let's go over what the wall is right now. I've got pipes, I've got a ladder, I've got plants, and over here I've got shelving. These pipes are just decorative piping that I got on Amazon. There's an affiliate link below. In fact, everything that is on this wall, pretty much, a lot of the things, are gonna be linked below. It's Amazon affiliate links. If you use them, it helps out the channel a little bit, but feel free to be creative and pick out your own stuff, because my short answer to how did you build the snake wall is I bought some stuff and put it on the wall. But we'll get more specific about what it is. So these are literally plant hangers. That's what they're designed to do, but you, I guess, could hang clothes from them or whatever. So I've got those. I have this ladder, which is from the old Green Room. And this is a decorative ladder also. It's like something that, I guess people put them in their bathroom and then they hang towels on them or something. But I got it on Amazon. There's a link for it. And then I just put plastic vines, and these are like bearded dragon hammocks that are on it. So I've got that. And then the plants are real. So I got those at a plant store. And because I have plants, I need a plant light. That's what these are, plant lights. And then over here, we have shelving on the corner. I thought it'd be cool to have shelving that the snakes could curl up and hang out on. And Handsome Dan, who is, you know, he's a guy that finds his favorite spot, he curls up and he's there all day. And he's been on those shelves a number of times. The retics don't ever curl up on them, they just use them to climb up and down on. And one time Echo fell from those shelves because they can just slip off. I didn't think about it, but she fell. And so I realized they need something to hang on to. So I just grabbed some decorative, those wooden loops that I think I got them at, like, you know, these stores that sell junk that you put in your house that is supposed to look nice, like Home Goods or whatever. I don't know what store it was, but I screwed those in so you know, the snakes can hang on to them when they're on that shelf. And nobody's fallen since. Okay, so here are the things that we're doing today. First of all, I've got these are metal pipes that I'm gonna stick on the wall like this. I've had these sitting on my floor for like 2-3 months, something like that. And I'm using this video as my excuse to stop being lazy and just install them. I don't know what my configuration is gonna be. It's gonna be over here somewhere in this upper wall space. So it's gonna take me a little bit to figure out what the design is, but I have 6 of them. I need to change out this plant grow light. I bought this thinking it was gonna be perfect, but it gets super hot. And I'm used to everything just being LED and doesn't get hot now, which is important, obviously. But look at this burn on my arm. This is just touching it for a split second the other day. So what I've done is I put it up here, and then if I'm leaving the snakes unsupervised, I just turn off those lights, and I don't want to have to turn off the lights. You know, they're not trying to crawl on them or anything, but I just don't want to take any chances. So what I got is these little LED light strips. This is the same lighting that we got for my friend Willie's bioactive cage when we turned his carpet python's cage bioactive. If you watch Willie's channel and saw that video, he put these inside his cage, which is pretty cool idea. I'm gonna put them on the piping. I got a couple wood planks that I'm gonna put across the top of these pipes. Stella especially likes to stretch out on them, and sometimes she's kind of balancing precariously, so I'd like to just have a plank of wood that they can stretch out on and relax. I just went to Home Depot. I was gonna get shelving, but I just had them cut a couple planks of wood. And just so you know, lumber departments have tons of planks of pine and cedar. Both are toxic to snakes, so I chose poplar. Just get something that's safe for snakes. If you're unsure, do a quick Google search, but stay away from pine and cedar. You know what I think I'm gonna do is bring Dan over and hang him sort of near his cage so he's not on this wall, because I'm gonna be drilling and making all kinds of ruckus, and he's not gonna like that. So here I go. Probably stay on that plant. That's my guess. All right, I think Handsome Dan is happy. Let's get started on this. We'll do a little work montage. 80s style? Nah, I can't get the rights to 80s music. Anyway, it's gonna be a work montage. Here we go. I drilled the holes too small, which is better than drilling them too big, I guess. But this stuff always takes longer than you expect. Update on Handsome Dan. He's sort of out of the planter. Back in his hide, but you know, it's a good pillow, I guess, right? Before I continue on this wall, I know there's a lot of people that are thinking, wow, that's a really great idea. I want to make one of those for my ball python. So let's talk about that, and we're going to do it while we scroll the horde of keepers over on Patreon. These are the folks that are part of a really great community of mostly snake keepers, but some aren't, and they help out the channel. And they get a bunch of perks while doing that. And they get to be a part of this awesome community of really positive people. So here's the thing about a ball python. They climb. They like to climb. They're not arboreal. So there's a difference. I think a lot of people think that the word arboreal means anything that climbs. But that would make almost everything in the world arboreal. So these are heavy-bodied snakes. I brought Kada out because she's a great example of a full-grown mama. She's a heavy-bodied snake. And, you know, as much as she would enjoy climbing up on this, and she could do it, she'll fall off of it. So I'm going to let her do this and just see what she does, because she's never been, I haven't ever had a ball python on this wall, so we'll just see what happens here. But they like to navigate things, and they like to climb up if given the chance. So having climbing opportunities in your cage is a good thing to do. But an enrichment wall like this, you would have to stand here and spot your snake to make sure they don't fall, because snakes have spines and ribs and they will fall and hurt themselves. So I don't recommend a wall like this for a ball python, although you could do something along a wall, but just have it like 2 feet off the ground. Like if all these pipes, I would make these pipes 2 to 2.5 feet off the ground and do it that way. The best thing to do would be to just, you know, have floor enrichment for them. So like I said, I have semi-arboreal snakes. I don't have any full arboreal snakes. That would be like a green tree python or an emerald tree boa that stays in the trees all the time. A semi-arboreal snake lives part of their life in the trees, and they have a long, slender body type, and they have a tail that wraps and grabs on even more than a ball python's. Even though ball pythons do that a little bit, semi-arboreal snake can do it even better. And they have less chance of falling off of something like this. So that's that. Thanks again to the Horde of Keepers for your support of the channel. And thanks so much to our channel sponsors, Black Box Cages, Lane Labs, the Royals Project, and Rare Genetics RGI. Try to support them if you can, because they support our channel and they're awesome companies. All right, let's get back to working on this wall. Look how pretty Kada is. Come on. You're a pretty snake. Yeah. Yeah, you're a pretty lady. Do you want to go explore a little bit on the floor? Okay, we'll do that. The cool thing about these LED plant lights is they're magnetic. So I can just stick them onto the pipes before I, and just place them before I zip tie them down. So here we go. First, let's get rid of this plant. We'll put this right there. I just burned myself again. Not too bad though. And we'll put this one right there for now. I think it's time to get rid of these lights. Now I've darkened this space up a bit. It's not as good for the video, but that's what we got to do. Eventually I'm going to have to do something with my power strip, because this isn't really long enough to reach, so I'm having to prop it up on something. Put that right there for now. Maybe I'll attach that to the wall or something. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. I don't mind that. All right, this is way less light than the plants had before, obviously, because these are LED and those were 7,000 degree bulbs. So we'll see how the plants do. I think it'll be okay. Time to get these planks on. These basically make these things shelves. So you could just buy shelving, but these are also plant hangers. So I don't know that I could hang plants just off shelves. I'm sure there are some that you can, but this is what we're doing. Look how cool that piece is. You know what? I think I'm going to repot a couple plants, this one and maybe this one, and we'll try to hang them differently. All right, this one's repotted. I got to figure out where to put it. And then I'm going to figure out another one. Oh, you know what we might do? What if it went here? Okay, I'm not sure I like that, but we'll see. I'll give it a little time and we'll figure it out. Let me get the other one. Okay. I don't mind that. The snakes, the snakes would knock a plant off, but if I've got it attached up here, then it's okay if they push it off. All right, let me replant this. I think I'm happy with it right here. I would like there to be something else in this space up here, maybe more plants. I'm not going to do that today though, but what I am going to do right now is get Echo and Stella and put them on the wall. Now, it'll be interesting because the wall is brand new, so they should be super interested in it. Anytime I change things, they're interested. But also what you don't see is I've got a whole bunch of camera equipment. I've got a bunch of stuff like mess and everything, and they're going to notice that as well. So we'll see if they stay on the wall to explore, or if they want to come right down and explore all the camera equipment. Let me grab them. Okay, they're going to check that out.
Behold the wall of horrors.
I appreciate your constructive criticism, Kent.
Welcome.
like you have to go this extravagant when you provide enrichment to your snakes. You know, Echo and Stella are just as happy with a pile of clothes and cardboard boxes to check out. So, you know, do what you can. And it's always nice to provide them a space outside of their cage that they can crawl around, but you can do it supervised, you know, and you don't have to do it at all. You can enrich inside their cage. But, you know, I've made the room safe so they can do this unsupervised. But if my room wasn't safe, then I would just supervise them all the time, you know? So anyway, I like how this is coming along, but it's never done. So give me your ideas of what you think I should do here, or give me some ideas of what you've done for enrichment for your snakes or what you plan to do. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.